All right, Coach, you can have opening statement, and then we'll take questions.
Yeah, just first of all glory be to God. Something happened here at Grand Valley State football. It's a really cool deal. Coach Scott in that. But, yeah, from an opening statement standpoint, defensively, shutout. Our defensive staff, our defensive players, Niles King's here. You just watch that mid-second quarter. They're taking the back over to him, trying to double team, still collapsing the pocket. And then it just, a little blood in the water there, and just it started rolling. McCurdy, Jimmy Downs, just everybody. Obviously, Ian Kennelly got the interception there, the takeaway. And then offensively, start fast, really finish the first half extremely well. Just a lot of not us in between, right? Like just not a lot of us. And, second half, again, started fast, and then that became Grand Valley State football. Just leaning on them, staying on them, pouring it on them. And Khalil, couldn't be prouder of a guy. Just kind of has worked his way up. Last year, kind of had a third down package. That was his role. Sound Uzma Harper's kind of the projected guy coming into 2024, gets hurt. And just his leadership and the way he's handled it and taking care of business and the way he ran the football this afternoon. But Avery Moore, our offensive line, tight ends, setting edges, wide receivers, key plays. Kyle Knott playing catch in Lubber Stadium. We got win. Power belief, a little bit tenuous there right after that turnover when we gave them their 7 points and, came right back, responded to that, and then second half, power belief in ourselves and belief in each other.
Niles, can you talk about the defense a little bit? You guys had 9 sacks, which is insane. Sort of the mentality that you guys had today.
Yeah, we all really believe in each other. That's really what it comes down to. You have to believe the guy next to you going to do his job so you can do your job. And, we started smelling blood in the water that second quarter, third quarter, and we could feel them wanting to break. And, everyone stepped up, played better, and pitched a shutout.
Is there a lot of pride for your defense, too, because the defense didn't give up any points?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. That's our goal every game, pitch a shutout. That's every defense's goal, so take a lot of pride in that.
Coach, can you talk about Avery coming back, what that means to you guys, and how he felt going into the game?
Yeah, and I think, late last week, started feeling better. Early in this week, you could tell Tuesday's practice, he opened up on a keep, and I'm like, all right, looks like he's good to go. But, yeah, just a guy like him on the field. Like I said, Niles on the defensive side of the football. Denver Pring, we got a lot of those guys. But, you just saw it. Like, first guy never brings him down. And, I think the rest of the football team feeds off of him too, right? And I take it all the way back to 2022 when he had a couple of those runs. And it's just he's one of the best players on the field. Like I said, we got a lot of those, but he kind of puts that on his back and rolls with it. And, it's fun when you got that guy with the ball in his hands every single time. Threw some great balls today too.
Coach, you guys have been nothing shy of dominant in the first quarter. You guys have actually outscored your opponents 49-0 in all 3 games. Is there like an emphasis you guys put on starting games strong, especially against a ranked opponent today?
Well, like what's the thing coming into camp this year, right? Like everything we do, we're going to start together from a warm-up, from whatever we do, and that's transcended to the football field. Now we got to figure out after these fast starts, we got to keep pushing it on, keep pouring it on. But yeah, super proud of our start so far this year, and particularly today.
Khalil, what's your mindset when you know that the offense is leaning on you?
Do my job, attack the role. We talked about reaching higher, so just when the ball gets called for me, just do the best I can to do exactly the job I'm supposed to do, and lean on the O-line. If the ball is supposed to go to me, I got to lean on the O-line because nothing happens without them.
Khalil, that first drive, how important was that for you guys as an offense to score and you specifically to get into the end zone?
It means a lot because, the first drive sets the tone. You got to make them feel you. The defense came out there, got to stop. And then we talked about synergy all week. Offense help going after the defense doing for the offense. Defense got to stop. Our job is to go out there and score, to make the opponent feel us. And going out there and scoring in the fashion we did, running the ball, they changed their defense. And that's what we practice all week versus practice all camp, all summer, all spring. So we just attacked everything that they showed us.
Coach, going into this game, West Florida had a very good rushing defense, and then today you guys dominated 316 yards on the ground. Going into the week, what was your game plan, your mindset to attack that defense?
talked about it a couple of times, right? Like dominating the line of scrimmage. Obviously a former offensive line guy, right? But we got to run the ball. We got to eliminate the run. And you saw those two things today, right? And it's Grand Valley State football. From spring ball to fall camp. I mean, there's some physicality in those moments, right? And they're made for games like this. That is a really good rush defense. They are really, really good up front. And Coach Shoemaker did an awesome job finding some things and manipulating some things. Obviously, they caught up to us there in the second quarter, but then got things going again. And Coach Shue made some awesome adjustments. Coach Bez, Coach Coop, the offensive staff, got it rolling again. But that is Grand Valley State football. You got to run the ball first. I grew up in the Michigan, Ohio State days, right? Woody Hayes and Bo Schembechler. And Bo Schembechler always used to talk about it. The only way you can stop the run is if you can run the ball. Because in spring ball and fall camp, could be really barn blind. Well, we think we can stop the run, but if you can't run the football, you don't know if you can stop the run, right? So we said we're gonna run the football, and the defense in fall camp is they're gonna stop and eliminate the run. So that's what you see out there on Saturdays. Great question.
Coach, you guys didn't have much of a passing game compared to the running game, but how big was having a Kyle Knock just to make 3 big catches to continue some of those drives?
Oh, it's huge. Just again, I've said this once. I'll say it over. He's playing catch in Lover Stadium. He did it at 6 years old. Now he's doing it at what, 23 years old. And it's just so cool to see. Obviously, the one-handed catch again today. But no, it's a point of emphasis. We've got to create a little bit more balance, right? I'm not going to speak out of both sides. Go run the football, but we've got to get some balance there too. Because there's going to be some teams that just keep on putting people in the box until we can't run it, and that's what Kyle provides. And it's just not just him. I mean, Kellen, Donovan Johnson went up and attacked the ball, got a DPI. So we've got to continue to create that balance. But it all starts with running the football. But those were huge plays. Kept us on the field, kept drives alive, and more importantly, kept their defense on the field, kept our defense off the field.
You talked about your offensive staff, Coach, but the defensive staff, seeing the game from above like we got to today, it seemed like the job that Niles and the rest of the defensive line was doing was obvious, but there were rush lanes that delayed blitzers from that second level were coming through unabated throughout the game. There must have been something that Coach Lewis saw on tape where you guys could come in late with a free rusher and that they'd be unimpeded. And that's got to be part of why. I mean, there were a lot of linebacker sacks today, too.
No question. No, Tony's awesome observation. As I open with, Niles players, but the defensive staff too did an awesome job week in and week out. And Coach Lewis, he's the mastermind of it. And I was on the other side trying to pick those up for a long time too, right? All the way back to the St. Cloud days. But the detail he prepares our defense with, right? The detail that he prepares, Coach Dunning does for the D-line and those linebackers, that's what you see, right? It's really easy to draw something up in this exotic blitz and, all these things, but then it's another thing to go execute it with the detail we execute it with the timing and the space. And that's what makes our defensive staff so elite. But when Niles and Gilly and Chuck and all these guys are requiring so much attention, it does open up bigger and bigger spaces, right? Like I said, the tailback was coming over every single time on Niles, and he still beat both of them, beat the double team a couple times. But when you demand that now, again, what you going to do for your brother? Well, I'm going to free up a rush lane because I just took 2, right? So it's awesome to see the wheel we got with the synergy that Khalil was talking about.
Now, what's it like to lay out a quarterback?
That's a great feeling.
You don't get to do it in practice.
No, you don't. You only get to do it on Saturdays, so it's a great feeling. Great feeling.
Cool. Thanks, guys.